recipe, I'm going to use a TriColorQuinoa, which basically means it has 3 different kinds of quinoa with it. You can use any quinoa you want with this particular recipe, but this tricolor adds a lot of character to the dish because I tend to use this as a meatless dish and as an entree with all the colors of the vegetables that I'm going to use, and then the different color of the quinoa. It just makes a beautiful presentation. So this is the Inca Red, the black, as well as the golden quinoa. And like all quinoa, we want to wash it because of the saponin, which is the bitter dust that is on the outside of quinoa. So I'm going to take a cup and I'm going to rinse it and then drain it to get that bitter dust off. And then I'm going to do something to this quinoa that you don't have to do, but it adds a little bit more of a hearty flavor when you toast the quinoa. So once I rinse this and drain it, and I'm going to put it into a pan that has a little bit of olive oil in it, or you can use coconut oil if you prefer. So I'm going to start off on kind of a medium heat, and I will be using the coconut oil just because it's a product that I do believe in. I think it adds a little flavor to the cooking, and it's great with fish. I'm going to be using it to toast the quinoa. You don't need very much, but the thing with coconut oil is that it melts really fast, so you don't want it to be on really super high, because it'll burn and it'll scorch and it'll taste really nasty. Alright, so I have just a little bit in there. In fact, I'm going to take some of it out. And then I'm going to put the quinoa in there. And what's going to happen is that quinoa is going to take on a new flavor, a little bit more nutty kind of deliciousness. And that'll cook up and toast. And the way you know that the quinoa is ready is that toasted smell that you get like when you toast nuts, almonds, or pecans in the oven. It gets kind of that nutty, kind of toasted sort of smell to it. So I'm going to cook this until I get that smell. What I've done now is I've taken the toasted quinoa out of the pan so that I can saute the onions and get some of the flavors started. So again, I've used a little bit of coconut oil, got that hot. And then this is a mixture of onion, shallots, and garlic. I get that combination from Trader Joe's, and I just love that flavor, that combination of flavors. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of get these a little bit clarified. And while that's clarifying, I'm going to make my 2 cups of liquid. And keep in mind that when you make quinoa, 1 cup of grain to 2 cups of liquid. So what I do for this particular recipe is I don't just use water. I use a combination of chicken broth as well as the juice that comes out of the can of cut tomatoes. And by doing that, I end up with 2 cups of liquid that are more flavorful than just plain water. So let me show you how I do that.